Hi and welcome back to a little bit of Common Crazy. My name is Jennifer and today I have 3 more super easy and fun DIYs to share with you. I am so excited that spring and Easter are just around the corner and I can't wait to decorate. So I will be sharing, of course, several DIYs with you as we are moving on into hopefully some warmer weather. If you are new to my channel, hi and welcome. I am so glad that you are here. I would love it if you would introduce yourself in the comments below. And if you are returning, thank you so much for taking the time to watch my videos. I absolutely appreciate it. I really do hope that you enjoy these crafts today. I would love to know if you have a favorite one. Let me know that down below as well. And let's go ahead and just jump right on into them. For the first project, I grabbed an 11 by 14 picture frame and this large jumbo size sticker that says Hello World. I'm going to start by painting the picture frame using Waverly's chalk paint in Crystal. Crystal is a really pretty soft blue, and so I'm going in and I'm painting that all the way around because I want to bring out the blue that is in the sticker that I will be using. So I will actually need to do 2 coats of this. So I go ahead and I apply the very first coat, I apply it all around the top and the sides, and then once I have it painted, I just set it aside to let it dry. And while it's drying, I move on and I work on the main part of my picture. I will be adding the sticker directly to the glass, and in order to make sure that I'm putting it right in the center and lining up the 2 pieces, I'm first going in with a Sharpie. I just chose yellow because it was a little bit lighter in color, and I didn't want it to show through once I added the sticker. So I'm just kind of marking it up so I have my lines all the way across. This is a little T-square ruler. I picked it up on Amazon. But once I have my lines all marked off, then I go through and I draw a line down the center just to help me. Now my ruler is not quite long enough for me to be able to do it once, so I have to actually do it twice from both ends. Once I have my line, now I can go in with my sticker and very carefully line it up to the edge of that line so I know exactly where it needs to go. This makes it so much easier than just trying to eyeball it and hope I get it into the center. So then I press that down. Now part of the sticker will be hanging over the edges. This isn't quite large enough as far as the length goes for the flowers completely, but don't worry about it. It still turns out just fine. So I go in with the second sticker, I repeat the same process, I line it up. Now the great thing about doing this on the glass is if you mess it up and it isn't exactly where you want it, you can still readjust it. If you were to do this directly onto paper and you applied it, you would be stuck with wherever you put it. So this is why I chose to do it on the glass. So once I have it on, then I'm going to go ahead and on the larger flowers, I can just kind of tuck them under and flip them under. But on the leaves, because it would show on the other side, I went ahead and I used an X-Acto knife to trim off the extra. Now that my first coat has dried on my picture frame, I go back in to paint the second coat. And now you can see that the color is popping through a lot more than it was with that first coat. It definitely takes 2 in order to cover up that black frame. Once I have painted again this all over the top and the sides, I again set it aside to let it dry. While I'm waiting on that to dry, I go ahead and I move on to the next part, and I'm going in with some burlap. Now any size burlap will do. You just need, this is just to finish off the picture. So the picture did not cover the glass completely, so I wanted to give it kind of a matte look behind it. And I didn't want to just put white behind it. I really like the texture of the burlap. So this is the backing that goes to the picture frame, and I'm just gluing the burlap directly down onto it. Of course, using hot glue, which is my favorite adhesive. So I'm taking the burlap down one side first, and then I take it down the opposite side next. And this is because I don't want any edges showing, any seams where things come up. I didn't want overlapping or anything like that. So I did opposite sides first. So once I had the 2 sides done, I did the other 2 sides, and then I was ready to continue painting. This time I'm going in with Waverly's chalk paint in Plaster. I really do like the blue, but I don't want it doesn't match exactly with the blue that's on the sticker, but I want the blue to still come through. So I take the kind of cream color chalk paint and I paint just a it doesn't look semi-thin because I promise you the blue will still come through, but just paint kind of a light coat all the way around again, all the tops, the sides, and once that's done, set it aside and let it dry. Once it has dried, then you can assemble everything. So take your picture frame, add in your glass with your sticker on it, and then the backing, and there you have a beautiful picture that I think is perfect for spring and summer. I absolutely love how this turned out. I'd love to know what you think. And let's go ahead and move on to project number 2. So for project number 2, I'm using a 9-inch vase. A lot of times in store, you'll see the 7 inches. This is the taller 9-inch, so make sure that's the one you grab, as well as some twine. So I'm taking the twine and I will be wrapping it around 2/3 of the vase. So I start off with just a little bit of hot glue in order to secure that twine down so that I can begin wrapping. So for my very first wrap around, I go back and forth and I do a little bit of twine with a little bit of hot glue, and I go back and forth like that so that I have a nice secure beginning to my wrapping up my twine. Once I have the beginning all wrapped, then I can just keep going and I keep wrapping, and I'll wrap it loosely and push it up, wrap it loosely and push it up. And it's kind of just whatever you want. And then once I get to the end, I kind of repeat that same thing where I start adding hot glue again to make sure that it's nice and secure on the bottom as well. Once it is done, you can go in with your flowers, fresh or fake. It doesn't even really matter, and you can change them out with the different seasons. For me, for spring, I'm going in with these cute little sparkly eggs in this onion grass. I absolutely love them. I think they are so adorable and perfect for spring and Easter. All I do is cut the tags off and they are ready to go right into the vase. I have 3 of these total going in, and I just think that this turned out so beautiful, so bright, and I am so excited to have it for my spring Easter decor. For my last DIY, I am making a moss ball, but I wanted a really large moss ball, so I'm using one of these little soccer balls that come in the kids' play section, as well as some reindeer moss. I ended up using 2 bags of reindeer moss, not the second bag completely, but I did go into a second bag. So for this, you're just going to need a lot of moss and a lot of hot glue. So you add the hot glue, you add some moss, you add some hot glue, you add some moss, and you just keep repeating this pattern as you go around the ball. Now, I just added huge clumps of it, knowing that I would shake it out and not worry about it. I found that it was just a lot easier for me to do it that way. And then sometimes I would glue some of those clumps down. This is not a science. It is definitely an art. So you just kind of do whatever it is that you like as you do it. Now, once I got to the end, I just made sure I had no bald spots, and any area that I wanted to add more moss, I just added more hot glue and more moss. And then I did take my scissors and I kind of trimmed up anything that was dangling that I did not like, and used my hands to squish the ball together to make sure that I had that nice cylinder shape that I wanted. Now, I'm not going to lie, my hands were a little bit green after this project, but I still absolutely love the way it turned out. It has such just a fun and earthy feel, and I'm so glad that I used the larger ball in order to create this. And there you have 3 super easy and fun spring Easter projects. I love how all 3 of these turned out, but I would love to know what you think. So leave me a comment down below. Again, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, make sure that you do before you go. And I would love it if you would give this video a big thumbs up. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.